Welcome to a surprise late night episode of the Draftnerds Podcast. I know you ain't expect to see me, especially this late, but it's still early here on the West Coast, and so I got a little show for you tonight, and then we'll be right back on the air tomorrow. But I just want to talk about a few things that is going on around the NFL and college football, and talk about some things that's on my mind. I know everybody's been sitting there like, I wonder what's Matt's take about the Ravens right now and everything that's going on. So I'm here to give you that opinion, man. Give you that take and tell you the real about what I feel and how everything is going down right now with the Baltimore Ravens and the NFL in general, and all the things that are taking place around the league. Such as we have injuries and we have so many things going on. I think this is a super crazy time right now in the league, and it's interesting. It's interesting to see where things are right now as far as the NFL, with the amount of injuries to significant players. Lamar Jackson is down. Joe Burrow is out. Nnamdi Madubuike is down. Tyreek Hill suffered a significant injury last night. You see a bunch of just odd things happening around the league, and it's pretty strange. I mean, when you think about the amount of injuries that the Ravens have sustained and the other teams have sustained, it's certainly one of those things that make you go, But that's why we watch the game, and that's why we love it, and that's why when that time comes, it'll be fun to see how it all shakes out in the end, because we do have the Buffalo Bills, who are undefeated. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, who are undefeated. And if you were to ask right now, it looks like those two teams are on a collision course to meet in the Super Bowl. But anything can change. Anything can happen. Kansas City Chiefs are getting healthy right now, so we may end up seeing them right back in the limelight. Right back in the Super Bowl. I could see a situation like that. So it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. It's interesting to see what's going on around the league, and if you're a Ravens fan, it's concerning for sure. It's definitely concerning. So I would like to get you guys' input. Make sure you utilize the chat here. Put your thoughts about what you think about what's going on. But yeah, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens and what's going on with them right now, sitting at 1-3, going into this weekend's game against the Houston Texans. Let me. All right, so this is something that I've been telling a lot of people who are in spaces with me and Discord with me. This is what I tell a lot of folks out there that follow me. And I've been saying this for a while. To me, it's been time for John Harbaugh to go. I want to say 4 years ago. Frankly, I think he probably should have went in 2018, after the 2018 season, in which that team started off slow. Joe Flacco sustained a back injury, and then all of a sudden Lamar takes over, and then the rest is history. But I think, if we're being honest, I think that team, there was reports that Steve Bisciotti was going to move on from John Harbaugh during that time, and I think he should have. Yes, Lamar Jackson bought John Harbaugh some more time. Yes, the team has been successful for the most part over the last 7 years. But just making it to the playoffs has never been a thing for the Ravens. It's never been good enough. It's all about championships. And John Harbaugh is 4-5. I'm sorry, not 4-5. Misspoke. He missed the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. Prior to Lamar Jackson being a member of the Baltimore Ravens, right? So he missed the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. Okay. That's a mediocre average coach. people want to know what I think about. I think he's an average coach. I never thought he was a great coach. I don't even think he's a super good coach. I think he's an average coach who has gotten by off the extreme talents of the players that he's coached. Right? When he got to Baltimore in 2008, Ray Lewis was already there. Ed Reed was already there. Terrell Suggs was already there. Haloti Ngata was already there. The nucleus of that team was already there. They had already been knocking on the door of a Super Bowl for years. They just didn't have the quarterback. And ironically, the quarterback happened to show up the same year as John Harbaugh, which was Joe Flacco. But anywho, they missed the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. Lamar Jackson shows up in 2018. They make the wild card. They play a team in which they had beat 2 weeks prior in the Chargers, and then they lose. One and done. 2018. 2019, Lamar has a super unbelievable season, and they get the number 1 seed. He gets the MVP. Everybody gets trophies that year. They win. They go one and done. They play the Titans, and they're eliminated. Then we come back to next year, 2020, and I believe in 2020, they missed the playoffs. I believe it was. No, they made the playoffs. Sorry, they made the playoffs. They beat the Titans in the wild card, and then they lose to the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round, in which they only scored 3 points. Then we go to 2021. They missed the playoffs because they was ravished by injuries, and they just it was a terrible year. They missed the playoffs. 22, they get back in the playoffs. Lamar gets hurt towards the end of the season, and they go one and done again against the Cincinnati Bengals. 2023, they get the 1 seed again. They're the best team in the league. Lamar wins another MVP. They beat the Texans in the wild card. They're in the divisional round. They're done. So basically one and done. So 4 out of 5 years, you missed the playoffs before Lamar shows up. And then since Lamar has been here, you have not gone further than 1 round. Like you have been one and done, frankly, the entire time. From 2018 to now, the Ravens have not won more than 1 playoff game in a specific year. If they do win one, they always win that one, and then they're done. And then sometimes they don't even win the one. So how we, I just don't know how we sit here and we defend like what's going on with John Harbaugh and the lack of I don't know, man, like just the lack of success on a broader scale. Like this team has been loaded at times. There's been regular seasons where they were the best team in the NFL and they go one and done because they're out coached, they're out executed, they're out disciplined. That is all on the coach. So John Harbaugh goes out and he says, well, we didn't play well, we didn't blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, he's placing the blame. It seems like he's placing the blame on Todd Monken. I didn't expect this, I didn't expect that. The Ravens got outclassed and outcoached and outworked against Detroit and then against Kansas City in back-to-back weeks. I just don't know how they continue to go in this direction, with this approach, with this coach. I think at the end of the season, they need to make a change. I don't see a situation in which this season goes anywhere but where it's going right now, which is, obviously I don't see them, winning the Super Bowl. I don't see them. I don't see them anything more than if they can somehow get to the playoffs. I don't really see it being much more than just a one and done type situation.